Hello everybody. It's been about a week since I made a video, so I better do my spiel. It is June 16th, middle of June. It's my day 2.037, and it's been a good week since I made a video. That's a long time for me to go. Been kind of a bumpy ride lately, so I just kind of want to give a bit of an update. As it turns out, I went for my follow-up, probably what I think would have been my last surgical checkup yesterday on Friday. And it turns out that I have a bit of a complication, if you're interested. Part of the surgical process, as you know, is they take your urinary tube and I have a prop here real quick. They take your urinary tube and a knife and they kind of cut it down and they kind of peel it back a little bit while the penis is inverted to make that tube. And then when they pull the penis, the tissue, the sleeve back through, if they do it that way, or penile inversion is what I'm assuming. So you have a channel where that tube has been, kind of spread apart now, that tube. And so what will happen is, as part of the healing process, ta-da, there's the tube, the little hole that your pee-pee comes out of. And what happens is, as it heals, if it doesn't heal right, or I don't know these things exactly, it actually can close that channel. It can close it up. And so that's what's happening to my urethra. The little opening is, the sides are pushing together and it's closing. And so obviously you don't want to have you got to pee, right? The pee's got to come out. And so I'd say over the last week, it's getting harder and harder to pee because the opening is closing. It feels like it did when after your surgery and they pull the catheter out. That's kind of the way it feels. It feels like there's the urine interacts with like the tissue and it burns. So I've also noticed a bit of blood around the area too, underneath the clitoris. So so I have to have a kind of emergency surgery to reopen that back up and realign it. And Dr. Gallagher and her team, very, very accommodating, very, very, we need to get this done. When can you come? She checked her schedule, and they, probably in a couple days from now, I will be up in Indianapolis. I will be having surgery again to help open that up. And then to also get rid of a minor thing that it can, everyone's different. Your mileage may vary. We're all different. We all heal at different rates or whatnot. So not unheard of for the healing to go a little wonky is what I was told at the office. So so that's a bit of an update. Now, what that means outside of just the appearance of it, and obviously the function, because you have to urinate, we have to get those our urine out of our body, the wastes of our body. It also could be a reason why I don't sleep through the night, because my body is constantly feels like I have urine in it. It wakes me up. And so, it's been, I'd say 3 weeks now that I've not slept through the night. I usually wake up 2 or 3 times. And then, if once you wake up and my brain comes on, and if I think about anything, worries or whatnot, that anxiety just pops me up. So I've kind of developed a bit of a mantra when I wake up. I'm like, don't move, don't think about going to the bathroom, don't do anything. And I just sit there and go, I am sleepy. I am sleepy. I am sleepy. I will go to sleep. I don't think about anything else because my brain will just... The other thing that I have a checkup on is hemoglobin. My hemoglobin is down, which I assume means something's wrong with the iron in my system. which could be totally unrelated to everything. However, part of getting ready for surgery was I had to lose so much weight, and so I gave up eating meat. But I ate a lot of spinach and kale and whatnot, and that all has iron in it, so I don't know why not. I don't know these things. So I'll go find that out, and that probably affects your energy. I think hemoglobin captures oxygen and whatnot, so it would make sense if I feel like I'm dragging my feet. Maybe my iron's low down. I don't know. So that's on the horizon too. Um, Emotionally, we talked a little before about the depression. I think the post-surgical depression is evaporated. I think I also had a hard time acclimating my brain going back to work, being off work for 6 weeks. Um, and the therapist that I had seen on earlier in the week started with the new therapist to deal with some of the post-surgical depression and some other things, and she just said, you're probably your energies are all out of balance, your body is all out of balance, you have so many different things that are changing and going on. Obviously it's to be expected to be a little off, but how do we align those energies back again? And I thought that was pretty interesting too. So that's it. We'll do one more postscript. We did do Pride yesterday, Katie and I, my daughter, who's 11 years old, and it was really cool. I think I skipped Pride last year, and then the year before would have been my first Pride, where I actually went to Trans Women National. We had a booth, and manned the booth, as it were. And it was cool to go back and walk in the parade and whatnot, and kind of get out of my shell a little bit, interacting, and that's part of healing and building community and everything. So that's all I got. Spent today doing yard work. I there's still parts of my yard that I have not mowed since my surgery. Because again, after your surgery, you can't do anything. And I've almost got it totally recaptured now, my backyard, which I like having my backyard done. I like to have a place to go. And so it was very important that I spent my morning getting my backyard together. And so that's pretty good. But that's it for me. I'm kind of boring. But bringing that's what's going on in this trans at middle age. So and it was definitely cool to meet. I had a thought while I was mowing. Let me darn it, I said I was going to stop. As part of this journey, I'm sure you already know this, you meet people of all different stages of this journey, and everyone's journey is going to be different. Okay, obviously your mileage may vary, but I had the opportunity to meet three very young trans women yesterday, trans girls, I hate to say, but very young trans women. And it's such a, it's not unfair. I mean, maybe it is unfair, but when we're younger, and I'm going to say between 20 and 30, if we transition then or sooner, our bodies are going to have such a better reaction, right? I mean, such a better reaction. And yet we may not have access to the resources we need at that time. And here's where the if you seesaw it to the other end of this, other side of the thing, when you get to be middle-aged, you may have access to the resources that you need, funds, money, insurance, but then your body doesn't react as well. It almost would be cool to have some sort of pay it forward system where a trans woman, a young trans woman, a trans gal would have access to doctors and hormones and transitioning and maybe even surgery in an ideal world, with the understanding that they would have to pay that back into the system, over the course of their following 20 years, or that way it helps the next person. You know what I mean? You take advantage of it when you're younger, so you have better results, and then as you get older, you pay back into that, let's say, escrow account or whatnot. And that way, when you're completed it, when you're in your 40s or whatnot, and you're done, then you've paid back what you did, and that lets the next person come along. That would be kind of cool. I don't know how we do it, but anyway, such is life. So on that note, I'm going to sign off and just veg out for the rest of the day. I've got my Druid class. Finally got my materials, so I get to be a Druid in training. I'm a DIT. I'm a sapling, and I'm going to check that out. So I wish the best of luck to you in your journey. I wish the best of luck to you in becoming the version of yourself that you wish to become, and wish you good luck. Until next time.